Are we live? I think we're live on Instagram. Hey guys! Alrighty, 4th of July. Soumya, you confirmed that I am live. Thank you so much. Okay, we are having few more people join us. All right, guys, very exciting day. And we are also live on YouTube. I think, yes, it says live. Oh, it's actually very hard for me to figure out sometimes. I don't know why, but it's becoming easier by the day. So we're live. And okay, this is good. Hello, hello, hello. Lucky Nayak. Hi, how are you? I'm doing good. Rana, you're in 10th grade. Okay, got it. You guys will see me suddenly looking up and then suddenly looking down. That's because I have YouTube on my laptop and I have Instagram on my phone. And yeah, it's just gonna be awkward because it is awkward. Okay. Yes. Our goal today, I already see you guys are starting to ask questions. Let's lay a quick premise of what we're going to talk about today. Guys, first of all, thank you for being my supporters, my followers, and taking all the help you can from me on your study abroad. I know these times are crazy and it's hard for you to even think about how you want to fly out, leave your home, go to some random place that's full of coronavirus infections, and then study. All right, great. I think yes, the videos are working flawlessly. Perfect. Yeah, so going out studying, it's a big challenge in these troubled times. So what do you do? First of all, you relax. We'll talk about a lot of those things today, okay? And we're going to specifically today talk about the statement of purpose and the essays that you have to write for your schools. We'll talk about those two things, other than, of course, answering a lot of your questions that come during the session. Okay, so this is Global Survival Guide session number 3, starting from not Boston this time. I'm not in Boston anymore. I am actually in California. So what we did is my wife and I, we said, we've stayed inside the house in Boston for too long. So it was time to kind of give away that rent. It was a rental. So we gave it away and we actually drove all the way to California, and now we're staying in California. It's much cheaper than Boston. It's great actually, but we're also enjoying California weather. So, all right. Hi, everybody. Okay, before we start, I hope you guys know what today is in the US. For those of you who are planning to come to the US, the 4th of July is the most important holiday in the US. It's bigger than Christmas, it's bigger than Easter, it's bigger than even Thanksgiving. That's the other very US-ish holiday. 4th of July is the US Declaration of Independence, if you guys know. So happy Independence Day. Remember India's Independence Day. Similarly, there's the US Independence Day. You guys may not know that the US Independence Day is actually also connected to the English, to the British, just like ours is in India, right? So great. Let's get started because we're getting a ton of questions from everywhere. Okay, we're going to start with Instagram because the Insta people deserve high priority. Why? Because they've just been there for a long time. Okay, so just kidding, guys. All right, so Belieber Rana is asking, how can I go to the United States? So Rana, I'm guessing that you just said that you're in the 10th grade. So I'm guessing you're planning for your undergrad. You need to go through 2 more years of formal education. That's your 11th and 12th standard. We call it college in India, right? So you have to attend college, but if you have to go before that to the US, that's possible too. But I would suggest, in these current times, you just avoid going for high school and that kind of stuff. Not because of coronavirus. It's actually because of all the other protests that are going on in the country, I think it's better off you stay there, right? Or yeah, I mean, going to Canada or UK may be an option, but honestly, at that level, at standard 10th or even undergrad, uh, you should actually be thinking more of the US only, because the value, the ROI is going to be much higher. Desire is saying, my voice isn't audible. I think it is, though, right? Others are talking to me. Okay. Uh, can others respond? Can you all hear me properly? Yes. Okay, I got a yes. All right, thank you. No more responses needed. Okay. I waved at a bunch of people. Oh, God. Happy 4th of July. Thank you, Shahar, Ma Shahar. Happy 4th of July to you as well. Okay. Oh, tell about Pharmaceutical Science College. Okay. Pharmaceutical science is actually, I don't know which country you're looking at, but pharmaceutical science is coming up really well in Canada as well. And as you guys, I don't know if all of you know, but Canada is actually opening up much faster than the US. And therefore, trying to go for Canadian schools is going to give you a much higher chance of you going and studying this year, right? So when it comes to pharmaceutical sciences, there are many schools, Shahar, that are really good. In terms of ranking, though, of course, I mean, the Harvard, Stanford, University of Carolina, Berkeley are all good schools, but they are at the higher level. So it depends on where you want to go and what your grades are. But I'm just looking at what's available on ischoolconnect.com, which is the company that I work for. And there's a bunch of schools in pharmaceutical science that are open right now. That's the reason I just checked. So University of Toronto, University of British Columbia in Canada are great schools for pharmaceutical science, but also in the US, it's really coming up, right? So we will need to talk to you about your profile. So reach out on ischoolconnect.com and talk to counselors and get help on that. Yeah. Okay. Wow. It's so many questions. I'm going to start rushing again, just as usual. Okay. Let's start here. Okay. So, YouTube, Krishnaveni, can we do law in America or UK by scholarship? Yes, you can totally do law in UK and America with a scholarship of 50, 60%, sometimes even higher. But remember that that law is only going to work locally. Okay, Krishna, when you go back to India, most of the law does not work in India. So because the law is different for each country, so it depends. And also it depends on if you're doing criminal law or you're doing just the regular law. I mean, it all depends on where you're going for, but absolutely, you can reach out to us and we will, any of my channels or iSchool Connect, and we will definitely help you. This is not the forum to kind of talk about everybody's profile, how much ever I wished I could. So yes, please reach out to us. Yeah. Okay. Malan is asking, can you explain the government taxes in the United States? Okay, so I'm guessing you're talking about taxes when you just start working. I'll not go too deep into this, Malan, but there you should start thinking about, if you start working in the US as an F1 student, as a student who came from abroad and is now studying in the US, you're going to pay between 20 to 25% of your income as income tax. Okay. And this is actually a good thing. Typical income tax is close to 30%, but you only pay 20 to 25% because you're just a student, you came here, you studied, and you just got a job. You're in something called an OPT, optional practical training mode, in which situation you pay less tax, which is great. And then after that, you go to your work visa where your taxes might go higher, which is about 30%. But again, it's the US. Your salary is going to be about 10 to 20 times higher than what it is in India. Yeah, I'm not kidding. So considering all of that, it's still great, right? Okay. Lavanya, Best college in Atlanta. Oh, okay. I'm guessing you're talking about the US. If you're talking about the US, there's a couple. There's Georgia Tech in Atlanta, which is great, and then there's the University of Georgia, which is also great. If you're talking about Atlanta in Canada, I would say, okay, let me see. What do we have here? Atlanta in Canada. There's not many there, honestly, because I was thinking, why is nothing coming to my head? I just did a quick search on iSchool Connect. Nothing really great. I'm guessing, Lavanya, then you're thinking of hopefully Atlanta in the US, because Georgia Tech is a great technical school to go study. Oh, a lot of hearts coming in. Thank you, guys. Cousins here. Oh, friends here. A bunch of other people here. Okay. This time you're not embarrassing me. Last time I had a couple of my school friends who were part of the Instagram feed, and they were just sending a bunch of things online, and I'm like, no, go away, go away. But thank you. Okay. Um, Okay, Instagram wanted to know about USC. I'm guessing that's University of South Carolina for PhD in pharmaceutical. University of South Carolina is definitely known for a bunch of programs, but pharmaceutical science there is considered to be slightly lower in rank than a lot of the other schools in the north. But that being said, it's actually a good thing. When you go for some a school like University of South Carolina, which is slightly lower in the rankings, your chances of getting through go higher. Remember, guys, I tell this to a lot of you all the time. Don't go for the highest rank, the best possible rank for your profile. No, go slightly lower. It's the most smartest thing to do, guys. Because if you go slightly lower, you get higher scholarships. You are also, when you're in the class, you're one of the smartest, brightest people. So go for a school that's slightly lower. Trust me, you will thank me years later, okay? For saving you the money, for making sure you're graduating at the top of your class. So, yes, pharmaceutical science students, there are a bunch of schools. Again, go to ischoolconnect.com, just hit pharmaceutical science. I'm already seeing there's about 84 different universities showing up, and there's a lot of them in the US, in Canada, and definitely, we will help you out in if you guys need, okay, any help. Okay, we're gonna rush because YouTube is flooding with questions. uh, okay. Okay, all right. There's so many people on our feed today talking about pharmacy. Okay, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time talking about pharmacy, okay, in the end. Give me, I would say let's wait and answer the other questions for about 10-15 minutes so that I go through this, and then we will talk about pharmacy, okay? Um, just getting iSchool Connect prepped up for those questions. Okay. Oh, I was planning on talking about how to write a good statement of purpose, guys, but looks like I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay, so let's take a few more. Ananya is asking about University of Toronto. University of Toronto is great. It's between the 30th and the 50th rank of institutions if you compare it with the US as well. But the University of Toronto School of Management is one of the best known schools across the globe. It depends on what you want to do. If you're going more on the management side, more on the business side, Ananya, University of Toronto is brilliant. You should definitely try for it. And as far as mentoring you and guiding you, of course, I'm there on my channels. It's going to be hard for me to get on a call because during the week I'm really busy with a lot of student consultations, working with a lot of students, working with my teams. So it might be hard, right? So yes, but we will definitely help you with whatever you need. Darshil, Types of scholarships. Oh, Darshil, there are many. There are many scholarships that you can go for. Okay. Let me just give you a very high level idea. There's going to be other people on this feed as well who are looking for scholarships. So, guys, the way scholarships work in the US, UK, or Canada is that you have first a scholarship called merit-based scholarship, which means hopefully you guys have studied really well in your undergrad. Hopefully you studied really well in your high school, and your score is in the upper 10th percentile. Okay, if you don't understand what I'm saying, Google it. Upper 10th percentile. If it is, so it doesn't matter if it's a 70%, it's 80%, it doesn't matter what percent it is, it matters what percentile you are in your region, in your country. If you're in the higher percentage, you get a merit-based scholarship. The second is a need-based scholarship. Okay, a need-based scholarship is where you are able to convince the institution that you really need that program. You want to really study there. And they will, if they get convinced and they feel that, yes, this person really needs a scholarship and they deserve to get a scholarship, they'll give it to you. How? It's totally up to the person who's talking to you, interviewing you, learning about your profile, right? Okay, we're going to add a link in the we're going to add a link to both YouTube and Instagram for the scholarships. So I'm going to cut that short for now. Okay. And also, guys, make sure you read our blogs. So there are blogs that are available on iSchool Connect. Again, ischoolconnect.com/blog. Go. There's a blog that's amazing on scholarships. There's also a blog we're going to launch on pharmaceutical science very shortly. You guys will get to know. By the way, there's a giveaway at the end. I wanted to mention that to you. The giveaway is going to be, I'm going to tell you what it is. The giveaway is a guide on how to write the best statement of purpose. A statement of purpose, for those who don't know, is a document that you will have to write that talks about your profile, that talks about why you want to go abroad. And we're going to give that away to everybody who signed into both our Instagram and our YouTube channels. Okay. Adams, can you tell me the scope and job for humanities post-graduation? Adams, humanities is something that, oh God, I have a low battery issue on my laptop. Let me fix that and I'll talk about humanities in a moment. Okay, here you go. Let's give it some charge. Okay. Please start charging. Of course it won't. No trust. Okay. Live video is back. Okay. All right. About humanities, again, humanities, it's an art-focused program, right? So it's going to be mostly falling in the MA, less in the MSW. So even the MSW, the Master of Social Work, is a good program. But Adams, if your end goal is to actually make decent money and make it quickly, that's going to slow you down. It typically takes about 5-6 years post your study for you to get established in the humanities and social work space, right? The one way you can do is join larger organizations like say the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. You join there, they hire a bunch of people with the MA in humanities and social work. You can be part of that. But remember that in those fields, the average income is going to be in the lower 30th to 50th percentile of people in the US I'm talking about, right? So please keep that in mind. Okay. All right. Jobs in pharma. All right, there's a lot of people in pharma. Let's talk a little bit about pharma, guys. Okay, so the US is known for pharmaceutical research, right? So if you do your pharmaceutical science and if you have an idea of pursuing your doctorate or your PhD in anything to do with pharmaceutical science, then it's a great idea to come here. Why do I say that? Is because a lot of the pharma companies are actually located in the US, where they do their headquarters are here. They do their R&D over here, right? Novartis, Genentech. These are large companies that are over here, and that do pharmaceutical science. So the answer to most of your questions around pharmaceutical science, and the answer is yes. There is definitely, and DPharm also, schools that are good for pharmaceutical pharmacology, those kind of programs. I would. So I'm not gonna, of course, like the Berkeley is really well known for its pharmaceutical science degrees, but Berkeley is not for everybody, right? So if you go a little lower, you will see that even in Boston, where I live, there's the Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Science, which is actually it's lower down the order, but the chance of getting through that school is much higher, is what I learned. So you guys should look at it. It's called MCPSH. Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Science, MCPHS. Okay, you go slightly higher than that. I would suggest the best schools to study pharmaceutical science is the University of Washington. Very well known. We have a couple of students who went to the University of Washington. Slightly higher than that is Columbia University in New York. I think it'll probably be around the 10th rank or so for pharmaceutical sciences. Definitely you want to look at that. If you think you are not like a super qualified student for pharmaceutical science at Columbia or at yeah, even higher at Berkeley and stuff, go slightly lower. University of California system is great. UC San Diego is a great school for pharmaceutical science. Lower down the order, somebody was talking about University of Toronto, also good in Canada for pharmaceutical science. You hear a lot about bad news in job saturation. Job saturation is across the globe, guys. It's in India too. It's in the US, except for IT and health-related jobs, which is like doctors, nurses. The other jobs are actually going down. We are seeing that across the United States. So yeah, sadly, I have to say you are correct. Okay, wow, a lot of questions. Krish, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. To study MBBS in Korea, good for a student of another country? Tara is asking. No, I don't have so much of an idea about Korea, and I am hoping you are saying South Korea, not North Korea, because then I have my answer ready, right? So South Korea, I do hear, has a bunch of good schools coming up, but honestly, I won't be the right person to talk about that. Rima says. Heard that we should also be a social worker to be in Harvard, but I think social pressure. Rima, yeah, if you want to join the arts programs, social work, humanities, that kind of program, yes, you do have to have a background even in India, but it's easy to get a background. A lot of students don't realize that getting social science, getting social work background is really easy in India. You don't have to get paid. Just go do something for free. That's what I did. I worked for Bhumi for about 3 years. Of course, I did a lot of good work. I enjoyed it, but then it added to my profile when I applied for an MBA in the US. Okay, Soham. Oops, I lost you there. Should one postpone GRE this year because of the current COVID scenario? No. All of you who are planning to go abroad and who are trying to give your GRE, do not postpone. Look at institutions that are waiving off your GRE. Apply to those institutions. A lot of them are giving scholarships. A lot of them are waiving off GRE. A lot of them will make it much easier for you guys to apply and get through in Canada and in the US. So make use of it, guys. Make use of COVID times. Apply, get the scholarship. You can even tell them that I'll apply, I'll get the scholarship, I'll pay you some token amount, like a few $1,000s, and I'll come next year if COVID doesn't work out. Is that okay? And they're going to say it's okay. So do it. Take best advantage of this time. Don't say, oh, it's COVID, I cannot really go. No, get those admits. Talk to counselors at iSchool Connect. They're going to help you with that stuff. Or talk to your other counselors. Talk to people who understand this system. This is the time for you guys to get the best bang for your buck. Okay, so do that. Okay. Naveen, I want to study in the US, master's in computer science. How can you help me? Yes, iSchool Connect, you already mentioned it. Yeah, do your search, just log in, create a free profile, read all the blogs, select your programs. We have a recommendation tool that can just look at your profile and quickly suggest the right programs that fit you in Canada, in the US, UK, Australia, right? The minute you register, you're also going to get a free consultation, guys. We give about 15-20 minutes of free consultation on your profile. Make use of that. You don't have to be a paid subscriber, right? Our goals at iSchool Connect is to help as many students as we can. So it's not just about like making money through subscriptions. So definitely make use of that. Amber, I'm sorry I missed your question because there are so many coming in. Okay, I scrolled up and I found it. According to you, which country is best for MBA in finance? A year back, no, couple of years back, I would have said the US is the best place to do your master's in business administration with a focus in finance. I am going to switch that thought and say that the best option for you today is actually to go to the UK, because in the UK, the quality of education is much higher. The value of your MBA with a finance focus is going to be much higher, even if you come back to India, right? So you're going to be able to use that degree really well. But Canada, doing your MBA in finance at University of British Columbia, Sardo School of Business, doing it at University of Toronto is gonna be much easier. So you have to make the choice, Amber, right? It's gonna be easier for you to get into Canada. They're also opening up compared to the UK. Canada is going to actually open up this year very fast, so you can actually get into those programs faster. So you gotta understand what you want. Okay, if you want to stay back in Canada, then it's fine to be there. If you plan to go back to your country, the UK is a better option. Okay, I hope I answered that question. Okay. Geetam, is doing MS from USA worth it? Geetam, yes, it is always worth doing a master's from the US. This year is a tough question. It's a question mark whether coming to the US this year is going to be worth it. We don't really know. Part reason for that is, of course, coronavirus, but the other part is also what's happening with the political environment, the immigration changes that are happening. So this is a year when they're looking at a lot of their policies for immigration, and a lot of it is going to actually become better. Okay, so when I say they're looking at immigration, doesn't mean like they're going to cut out all of the student visas and work visas. No, they cannot. The US needs all of those people, right? But countries go through this because there's millions of people coming into the US, knowing that the US has a strong economy. They're thinking through it, right? So by end of this year or so, you'll know what's happening, right? Elections are coming, things will change, coronavirus, things will change, protests happening. So it's hard to say. Okay, if you want to go this year, guys, the US may not be the best place for you to go, just because there's a question mark around the US. Canada might be a really good option. The UK might be a really good option. Talk to counselors. Go to ischoolconnect.com if you guys want. Read blogs. Talk to our people. Chat with them. We do all this stuff for actually free, honestly, because our biggest reason is to help you guys, right? So if you need further help, of course we're going to charge some money, but I mean, that's only if you want us to do essays, statements of purpose, and manage all your applications and all of that stuff. That requires time and effort. Okay. And Oh, camera flipped on Instagram. Oops. Thank you for notifying me. There you go. I'm back on Insta. Um, okay. Any suggestion for people who are in second year graduation with third year degree and planning for abroad? This is the perfect time, Amber. This is exactly when you want to start your process. Takes a year for you to build the best profile and to get the best jobs and to get the best schools, sorry, that are out there. Ansh, um, does most university accept 3-year bachelor degree for a MS? A lot of schools are waiving off that, Ansh. So this year they are okay with a 12 plus 3 education. Okay, so make use of that opportunity. Again, this is going to be hard for me to list here all the schools that are waiving off the 16-year requirement of education, but to be honest, about 80%, 70% schools are making it okay for you to go with the 15-year education, giving scholarships, deferring admissions. So use it, guys. Even if it's the US, I said we don't know how it's going to be this year in the US, but next year might be great. So, what's the harm in applying to a US school that is like your dream school and getting an admit and telling them that, guys, I may join next year, right? And if you don't join, it's okay, don't pay, don't join, but keep the admit. You're going to be happy throughout the next 1 year, right? Knowing that I have an admit in my pocket and I can go there next year. So please do that, okay? Um, Shubh, which cheap state university is perfect for? So Shubh is asking which cheap state university is the best for computer science. I get it. You're asking for which one is more inexpensive. Cheap. The definition of cheap here is also that it kind of sucks, but there are a lot. Okay, so if you filter. Go to ischoolconnect.com, filter the programs. Just there's a search over there. Search for computer science, United States, filter by cost. You're going to see a lot of them, but there are really good ones that are even giving 100% scholarship. Okay, so don't just filter Ansh based on Shubh, don't just filter based on the price. Okay, always remember that if it says $30,000, not that you have to pay $30,000. You may not be able to afford it, but you can ask for scholarships. It goes down to 10,000. Okay, so any state university, if you search by the words state university, every state in the US has a state-run university. Like you go to Massachusetts, there's University of Massachusetts. You go to Florida, there's University of Florida. You go to New York, there's New York. No, New York University is private, but it's called SUNY, State University of New York. All of these systems are going to be inexpensive. And for computer science, SUNY Buffalo, very well known. University of Massachusetts at Amherst, very well known. These are good schools, state run, lower in tuition fee, higher in ROI. So go for it. Okay. Oh my God, guys, so many questions. Wow. Okay, we cannot, I don't think we can even discuss our statement of purpose stuff today. Okay. Let's answer a few more questions from newer people, right? Krish, I have watched your videos. I just want a little suggestion how to prepare. Chris, yes, preparation is a big part of this. So your statement of purpose is what defines your entire application. You guys should know that, okay? When you apply to a university, a college, a high school, they're going to ask you to write a 1-page statement of purpose about yourself. And that's the one that you have to really think through and carefully write, okay? It has to totally combine what you've studied, what are your interests in the future, why do you want to go abroad. These are things that unfortunately, Krish, it's not something that we can help right here on the call, but definitely reach out to me, reach out to my team at iSchool Connect, and we will help you as much as we can, okay? Priya is saying, hope you would be doing fine. Yes, I am. I want to ask, which are best universities for data science. Okay, again, data science, hot topic. Of course, the top 10 institutions in Canada, in the US, are going to be focused. They're really doing a good job with data science. There's a few lower down the order which are also picking up pace. So University of Massachusetts Amherst, like I mentioned, amazing data science program. Columbia University, amazing data science program, guys. You should look at all of that. But if you want higher chances of getting through, Northeastern University, very high chance of getting through and get the fundamentals of data science. They also have a co-op program which lets you work while you are studying. So look for that one. Hitesh, for MBA in the US, they require 5 years of experience. So if I'll start a small business in my second year, will that count in those years? Can you more explore? I currently am in second year. Yes, that is a great thing to say, Hitesh. When you're in your second year, you can definitely start. It doesn't have to be your own small business. You can be helping another business out. You can be doing a small business. You guys should understand, in the US, students start working while they are in high school, guys. So in high school, you'll find all the high school students working at like a pharmacy, McDonald's, right? I know you in India, we're like, oh, working at McDonald's. Oh my God, that's so degrading. It's below my profile. It's what will society say? What will my uncle's friends say? No, in the US, there's this thing of working. So that's why they look for work experience. Same with other countries. But it's okay to have any type of work experience. Okay, it doesn't have to be like you're working for a large company like Infosys or Wipro. No, it can be if you're doing a small business, it's great. And if it clicks, if you're able to show some usage, some statistics around your business, it's going to work out great. But if you say, I started a small painting business, or I started something, and you're not able to talk about it, then you're not going to get any use of it. When they say you need to have work experience, they're also going to test it, right? In your admissions interview, they're going to ask you about what you did. Okay. Pankaj, is it mandatory to do IELTS, GRE, TOEFL? Pankaj, no. A test of English is typically going to be mandatory, even during COVID. So IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, Cambridge English Test, you might have to take one of those, right? Unless you're applying to Australia, they are starting to waive a lot of that as well. GRE, you mentioned in your question, the answer is no. A lot of schools are waiving off GRE. Okay, so it's something that you can most likely skip. Temshi is asking, can you please talk about MS in marketing in the US? Job something marketing analytics. Those are allied marketing fields that you can do in a master's program. If you want core marketing, if you want to be a marketer, then you have to do an MBA with a marketing concentration, right? And let me be very honest with you, US as well as Canada, if you do marketing, you are going to be competing against locals, right? A lot of students who apply to countries abroad forget to search for one very important thing, is that what skills are not really required in that country. You got to understand that, guys. So if you're applying for sales, marketing kind of positions, that's what the US knows to do really well. They know to sell. The biggest companies, Facebook, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, where are they situated? Where are they headquartered? In the US, because this country knows how to sell. So focus on programs where it requires some sort of like tech skills, research and development skills, right? Even if you're thinking marketing analytics is a great concentration, because you have to look at data, you have to do a lot of data related stuff on marketing, and you get a lot of such jobs in the US. Okay, so please look at that. Shubh is asking about living in the US. Shubh, depends on where you're living. Indians are very smart at finding the best ways to live, spend the least amount of money, right? So you can expect to spend anywhere between $400 to $1,000 a month, okay, depending on where you live and how you live. A lot of Indian students will just take one apartment, live together in the same apartment, split the rooms and all of that stuff, and then they figure out how to do it, right? So that's how you can think of it. And then living in the US is going to actually be affordable. And remember that when you apply for your loans, you will get a loan that also helps you in your living expenses, right? um, Okay, Ananya is asking how to get 100% scholarship. Depends a lot on your profile. Talk to the counselors. Go to highschoolconnect.com, register yourself, or just ping on our groups on High School or High School Connect, Facebook, wherever. It's all about the profile, Ananya, right? So it's not as easy as saying let's get 100% scholarship. I did get 100% scholarship, right? With my background, I had a gold medal in my master's degree. I had a background in music. I went, I worked for a social organization for about 3 years, and I had good GPA. I had a GMAT score of 700 plus. I had a TOEFL of 118. That's how many things that can get you 100% scholarship. Sometimes doesn't have to be all that. Okay, that's what I'd like to tell you guys. Um, Okay, Amber, I know you're asking some questions. I'm trying to take as many people's questions as possible. I'm really sorry, guys. This just turns out to be a Q&A session. I want to give you guys like every week talk about one aspect of the application. I want to talk about today. I was thinking of talking about the statement of purpose, but I guess we'll have to do two sessions every week, right? One is a Q&A, and the other is about the aspects of your application. But yeah, let's see. All right, hello, Danish. Okay, let's take a few more questions. All right. Look at Saksham. Okay, fine. I'm going to answer that question. It was considered spam. You put it multiple times. Okay. Rahul, banking job in the US. Remember, banking is one of the industries that is